Hey, JP, I got a special project for you.
A special project?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Project Garrett.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was holding the disc. I couldn't figure out anything else. So this is the Night Owls Disc Golf Podcast. We're back. I'm Shane.
I'm JP.
And we are going to talk a little bit Tatar, Buhr, President's Cup, and the grip box.
Mm-hmm.
Where do you want to start?
Oh, I don't care.
You don't care? Okay.
No, I don't care.
Well, let's start with what's at hand.
Yeah. Okay.
Uh-huh. You like it? Like it?
Right. Yeah.
So for those of you that can't see, which is everybody.
Yeah, I know this isn't the greatest for audio, but I did say on Instagram, I was like, we'll kind of talk about it a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. We, aka JP, bought the Project Grip Box.
And we talked about it last week a little bit.
Yes. So I have since felt two D's, two separate guys' D's, and one was Kevin, the shop guy.
Yeah.
It was not sexual harassment because we're talking about discs. And the other guy is Hughes.
Yeah.
So me's. So all right. Initial reaction, I really like it. Initial secondary reaction, it's pretty.
Yeah.
The initial tertiary reaction is, I don't think it's that special. It's really cool.
It is cool. Yeah.
It's really cool. So the best way that I know how to explain it, and I think you said like it's like a film. So what I had said is it feels like that 3M stuff that you put on your cars to protect it, like that clear 3M film to stop like bugs and road chips, and it kind of has that vibe where it's just like a protection over the disc that adds a little bit of grippiness to it. I like it a lot. I like the color of the disc. I like how it feels. The plastic is nice. It feels very fluid. If anyone's ever felt fluid before.
Shane right now is holding the Grace. Mm-hmm. So the Grace has a red flight plate, blue, kind of like almost ice, orbit, but not really orbit ice. I would say
like a blue Lucid.
Yeah,
almost.
blue Lucid mostly.
Yeah.
But visually, when you look at it like under light, you can see where the melted the film or the other grippier plastic on top, because it is there's a little ring that's darker red, and then the red Lucid, and then the blue rim.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And it is, I mean, it's nice, and like I hope this picks it up, but like that's just me grabbing it and then letting go, so you can hear like there's a tack to it.
Right.
We haven't thrown these.
No.
JP hasn't thrown it. I have not had a chance to throw any of them. I don't have one personally, but it's a nice disc. Like, I'm excited to try to throw it. It feels like a Grace. Every report that I am hearing is that it is less stable than a traditional Grace.
Okay.
Which is really kind of cool. I like that.
I've heard that as well. And I think just from the way the disc flexes, it seems, it doesn't feel like traditional. Like you said, it's more fluid, like not traditional Lucid or whatever. Yep. And then so the other discs are, I think I mentioned them. It's a Orbit Compass. There's a Pure that's just strictly, it feels like Goldline, but with the grip technology on it.
Yep.
Another Orbit Explorer that's also Goldline, and then a regular Goldline Compass with it, just so you can feel the difference.
Right.
I didn't feel that big of a difference on the Explorer and the grip Compass, but I did feel like the Pure had a different feel than the Compass, and I don't like it does a little bit. Like it felt stickier to me.
I think so.
And the Grace.
Yeah, I think so.
But
I like the way the Compass feels. So the Compass is like an orange sherbet almost. Like it's really good looking with a gold stamp, and I think they're all gold stamps, right?
Yeah.
And the stamp says patent pending Project Grip. It's a beautiful disc. You can, if you hold it in, so we're sitting in we'll call it the studio.
Yeah.
Right. We're sitting in the studio, and if you let the light, like you run it around with the light, you can see where there is something on it. It is either a coating or a shine or something. I don't know what it is, but you can also see where there's areas where it's a little duller. I don't know if you could see that on that one.
Not as great, not as good on the Explorer, but I do see a little bit within the halo itself. Like you can kind of see an edge of where they might have applied the plastic.
Yep. Yeah. On this one, it's on the flight plate. You can kind of see it's like duller in this area here.
Yep.
So I don't know if it's like a coating, like a liquid, or if it's an actual plastic that they inlay or what.
Yeah, because I mean so it comes with a little insert that has a rather rough drawing of what it is, and it says super grippy plastic, like thin coating, and then like the skin, like they're talking about,
and it's
then,
on the bottom and the top of the flight plate.
Yep, and then just the regular disc, like a regular plastic, less grippy. There's a QR code which brings you to a survey where you fill out everything, initial reactions, and then they are going to take it as what it is, feedback and everything.
Yep.
And so like honestly, I just said that initially touching, and feeling the grip on the discs, it feels like a seasoned in disc. Like it's not slick. Like you're playing. It's like you've had it for a while out of the box. Played with it a couple rounds, and like you get that film from just playing like a little bit of dirt and everything, and it's not initially as grippy. So I did go, and after touching all the D's,
There was no penis juice on these.
No.
These are brand new.
Right, these are all brand new. But I did go and grip, like I had a Lux Vapor Essence close by, touched and like grip that, and I was like, okay, this is still pretty grippy.
Was that brand new, or was that?
This is brand new. This was never. Okay. It was a European Open special edition when they came out. I think it was last year or 2 years ago, and I hadn't thrown it. And I was like, okay, this is still pretty grippy. And then I went and got out of my closet. I grabbed a Proton deflector, and I was like, okay, this Proton plastic still feels pretty grippy as well. So I don't know. The one thing I didn't compare it to, because I didn't have one, was a Royal Grand.
Oh yeah. Okay.
I used to have a Trust, but I think I traded it in, so I didn't get a chance to do it against that at all. But so I'd be kind of curious, or like
I don't know if do I have one up there?
I don't think so.
No. I don't think they're that big of a difference. I really don't. Well, I'm sorry. I think there's a big difference between those two. I don't think the Royal Grand compares to this, like as far as tackiness goes.
Sure.
And then we gave it a hard time about the tone salt yesterday. Like, they're doing the tone.
Yeah,
it's not even
it's
close.
No, it's because what we were thinking is like they said stiff. And so we were thinking the rim was going to be stiff, but it definitely still had the regular flex. It's like they're just applying something to their regular discs,
right?
Is what it seems like. But like Shane said, didn't have a chance to throw it, but we were just talking, and it seemed like with the grippiness that when you threw it, you might have a chance to put some more spin on the disc, perhaps with releasing it. So you might be able to get a little more distance out of it.
Yeah, it's reminiscent to when Nick and Paul Macbeth did the grip enhancers.
Yes.
When they did all the like tack enhancers and stuff like that, spider tack and whatnot.
Yeah.
It's reminiscent of that. And you could definitely tell a difference in Paul's throws for the most part. And maybe that's what it is. Maybe that's just that little extra. I'd like to see once your hands get damp or dirty or, there's all those things that happen.
Yeah.
And also once the disc hits the ground a few times, what's going to happen to that tack?
Right. Will it wear off? Will it stay on the disc?
Right.
Yeah.
Because if this is a disc that requires maintenance, it's not a disc for me.
No.
Right.
What if there's something like the tack that like they're like, okay, here's what can happen once your disc loses it. If we like they have a wipe or like send you something that you can like get more off of it on or
it's whatever. Even like my kids have these little jelly ball things. I don't know what they're called.
Yeah.
But you can throw them and they stick to the wall or stick to the ceiling. But after a little while, they get non-sticky. And all you got to do is go like kind of wash their balls,
Yeah.
And then you let them dry.
Yeah.
And then you get sticky again. So you get sticky balls again. So moral of the story, kids, wash your balls.
Yeah.
I couldn't help it.
I know.
Okay. But yeah, so you wash those and they get sticky again. So I wonder, is that like if I would wash my discs now?
Yeah, I know.
Like,
because we talked about not washing discs.
Right. Yeah. Like, well, and it's not that I won't wash discs, but like, who has that time? Who has that spare time in their, in their life? Right. You know, like, honey, I'll be in the bathroom. What are you doing? Wash my discs.
Yeah.
What'd you say?
Just throw them. Just throw them in there with the baby.
Yeah, exactly. You can just play with them.
Yeah,
it's not a bad idea.
Right.
It's like an agitator, you know, like in a dishwasher. Yeah. He's just like, yes. Yeah. So there you go. I mean, all the discs are beautiful. Mm-hmm. They are. Did something just change?
I don't know. It sounded like you got deeper. Something. Yeah.
Is that weird?
Yeah, it is weird.
Hopefully, my mic was on the whole time.
It was.
Okay, good. Yeah, so, I mean, hopefully everything's like... Hopefully it stands up to what it is. I hope they fly well. I've heard that the Grace is understable. We've talked about that already. And I want to see them do it on some more stuff. Like, put it on an EMAC. Put it on, like... Yeah. Start seeing some of the other, you know, more popular molds. Well, Trespass.
They definitely like that was one of the end questions on the questionnaire was what other plastics and what other discs would you like to see this on?
Okay.
So yeah, maybe they'll be coming out with whatever. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, maybe they'll run that through the whole thing. Maybe that'll just be like an option, but you know, likelihood if it is something that requires more machinery, it'll probably be a select number of discs that they'll do it to. And,
right.
You know, and then are they going to run it through all 5 lines? You know, they're going to run through Discmania, you know, Cast and then the trilogy.
Yeah. I mean, because like we talked about it too, like Discmania is working on the 2 flex discs, you know, with the flight plate and the rim. So I don't know.
Yeah. It's fun. People are trying to be innovative with a piece of plastic. And it's really neat to see.
It is. Because we thought for a while, like, what's the next thing that's going to kind of shape disc golf? And people are trying stuff, which is great.
Exactly. I think the most successful so far has probably been Tone. I haven't thrown this yet, but this is a good competitor.
Yeah.
And I'm not shy to say that I think House of Disc has some of the best plastic on the market right now. I've said it over and over again. So we'll see where this goes. Because this feels really nice. But if there's any sort of maintenance to it, like, it's worthless.
Yeah,
I don't.
Right.
You know, I don't want to have that where I can throw a disc.
I should have just said that on the questionnaire. Just apply it to more House of discs,
right,
and see where it goes. Like on K1 or like something like that, because K1 is pretty grippy itself.
Yeah.
You know, and gummy.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm interested. It's a hit for me. It's not a miss. That's a hit. I mean, this box is nice. What was the Explorer I was most disappointed with because it just didn't seem like it really got the full treatment.
Yeah, it didn't for some reason. It felt the closest to the regular gold line for sure. Yeah.
Yep. So, well, good job, Lat 64.
Yeah,
I'm proud of you.
I guess. Yeah, the real question will be when we throw them.
Yes.
So
yeah. So hopefully, maybe I'll grab Kevin's or something like that and try to get out and throw it. And so, but did you play disc golf recently?
No, but now I have time.
Ooh. Oh, yeah. Soccer?
Soccer's done this week.
There you go.
I roughed my last game Thursday, so now probably able to make it to league nights.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah, it'll be good.
Awesome. So yeah, Thursdays. This past Saturday, I went down to Green Bay.
Yeah.
And I played Perkins Park.
Okay.
Redesigned. Mike Harrington redesigned it.
Nice.
So let me paint a picture for you.
Okay.
I had played it prior. There were a lot more trees. It was still, if I remember rightly, a 9-hole. And it was one of those courses that like I loved but hated at the same time because it was so easy, but it was so hard at the same time.
Okay.
And I think it was so hard because the shot, it seemed like it wasn't laid out by a disc golfer. I'm pretty sure it might have been. I don't know who initially designed it.
Yeah. Or
it overgrew so much since it was laid out that it was just like some of the lines are unmanageable. Like there was no way you could get there in one shot. And none of them were long enough or long enough or closed in enough to say that you shouldn't be able to get there in one shot, you know? Read the reviews for all the Perkins Park stuff, and
warranted?
I don't think so.
Okay.
So I think Mike Harrington got absolutely schmammered, in the community for, I think, no reason. I think Perkin Park is a very playable intermediate course.
Okay.
There is variety enough for this land that is used. And, a lot of the criticism is it's the same shot, it's the same shot. And I'm like, no, because I used a putter. I used my Judge. I used a Comet. I used an EMAC. I used a Felon. I used a Grace. I used a Vanilla. I used the Salt. Like, I used a lot of discs.
Sure.
And we threw multiple shots on runs. But I'm thinking, like, my initial shots, and I used a Grace. Like, I used a lot of discs.
Okay.
Now, the variation in distance isn't huge. It's probably anywhere between 250 to 360 or 370 or something like that. But what a great little park. It's a great little 9 nestled in a little neighborhood. Sports fields all over the place. Like, the only complaint I have is signage and T-pads. Like, T-pads are natural, which is fine. They're completely fine. But when you're in that 350 to 400 range, you need some D-pads.
Yeah.
Like, you're really putting some force into throwing, And then, that was really it. And then signs, basically, they took the old signs, they cut the top off. So it said, like, hole 1, and then they cut everything else off but the hole 1, and then they Sharpied the number on there.
Oh, wow.
So,
okay.
And then the main course sign was pretty dingy, worn out, and I don't know if it's the new sign or if I didn't really spend a lot of time looking at it because it was kind of a weird place too. So, but other than that, the course itself, playable, loved it. Like, I'd say get out and play it. I mean, it's a fun little course. Like, it's not one you're going to sit there for days on, but it has open shots, it has wooded shots, it has turnovers, it has forehands, it has, like hyzers, of course, straight shots, like it's a pretty good course. So I say, good job, Mike. I'll stick my neck out there and say, great job. Like, for what it is, like, it's a good course.
Okay.
So, but I got to play. So I got to play with Mike, Matt, and Caden, actually.
Oh,
was
nice.
down there with me.
That's cool.
Yeah, it was really fun. I had a blast. But just playing with those 3 dingbats, like, it was great. It was great. And then I realized about halfway through the round, I'm looking around like, God, I like almost double these kids' age. Like, I'm like the old guy. I don't. But I think the closest person, I'm like 11 and a half years or 12 years older than the closest person to me.
Who's the oldest between those 3?
Matt.
Is he?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So.
Wow.
Yeah. So I was like, yeah, I'm an old dude. And then Michael's the baby.
Yeah.
He's the young guy. So Caden's right in the middle.
Yeah.
But it was fun.
That's funny.
And I would like to say, represent for little dudes, 5 under.
Nice.
Nobody was close. Well, actually, I think Matt was at 4 under.
Okay.
So.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I saw Michael actually posted a couple things on Instagram about working at the UWGB course.
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah, so they're working on making some paths and clearing some stuff out there. So
and they, as volunteers, and for anybody else, if they do any more work days, from what I understand, if you volunteer out there, you get a special nod for the opening day or pre-opening day, so you can play it before they officially open it.
That's cool.
I don't know how that works. You'll have to.
I wonder if they have like a season
about it.
pass kind of situation, or what the pricing is going to be.
I want to say for the golf course, it was similar to that. And from what I am hearing in the grumblings, they're going to operate it through this athletic.
You know who we could reach to?
Who's that?
Kale.
Yeah, we could. Yeah. Would he respond back to us?
I would think so.
Yeah, he's always been a nice guy. He's always been.
Yeah.
I have also heard rumblings that Senior Kale is looking at a certain rotating ridge near us.
No, really?
Yeah, I've heard that's the case.
Wow.
It's all rumor.
Huh.
Complete speculation.
Okay.
Or not founded in fact, only through rumor, but I've heard that there have been discussions about purchasing a rolling ridge.
I wonder if, while he was here for Silver Cup, if that had that,
They had some conversations, maybe.
Yeah.
I think that's a good buy. I don't think there's really any way you could go wrong with the Ridge, other than the water that's in that back corner. But outside of that, it's an operating business. It's ready to go.
I will say, in the woods when it rains, though,
it sucks.
Yes,
it does. It just gets a lot of water. I mean,
it does.
There's a lot of water there. So the very first time I ever played there, didn't know about the water. Every other time after that, I had muck boots in the truck.
Oh yeah,
Yep. I had muck boots, but it is a great course. Little poke and hope on some of the holes, some of the tee pads.
Oh my God, there's some ridiculous. Some of the tee pads are ridiculous.
Yep. It's something where, like, you could just, as long as you point your body in the right direction, go ahead and close your eyes. Like, just throw, and you might get there. Right? It's just kind of how it works. But once you learn the course, there are lines.
Yeah.
But man, you got to play that course a lot to figure those lines out, and those lines are not big.
No.
So, but it is a ratings killer of a course. A ratings killer of a course. But if you're not worried about ratings, like, go play. Or if you just want to do it casually, they got a little bar there, throwing net, practice greens. Like, you get a lot of water shots. There's some really awesome scenic shots.
There are
3 tee pads and 3 pins for each hole.
Yep.
Beautiful place. Like, it's awesome. If they could control that water somehow, which they can't.
No, yeah.
But if they could, man, it'd be like top tier. So for many, many years, it was like number 1, 2, or 3 or in the U.S. for a long time.
It was,
before the boom happened. So, so that's a little birdie. That's what I heard. So
interesting.
Yeah. With that said, should we talk about President's Cup?
Yeah.
Okay. President's Cup. Europeans don't stand a chance.
Still. Which is unfortunate, because it felt like this could have been their year. Like, they had a really good roster of participants for Europe, and you're like, hey, all right, there's some good players here. And then
there wasn't. Yep.
Yeah.
And actually, Ella took down Tatar in the match play.
Right.
Which, good job. But that's what's kind of cool about match. Match and skins, like, it's really anybody. It's just up to the hole. Like, you play a hole, you win it, you're like, oh, great. Now you got to do is win more holes than the other person. Doesn't matter score. You know, like, you could take a 9 on a hole. Like, you lose that hole, you don't lose 8 strokes.
Yeah, exactly.
So good for Ella. Did a good job. So, and then Macbeth and Wysocki won the individual on the male side. So they first and second there. Did pretty well. I think it was like a 10 under and an 8 under.
Yeah, I think that's what you said.
Something like that. Yeah, I didn't write it down. Scores. But ultimately, for the 12th year in a row, the U.S. wins 34.5 to 17.5 total scores.
Unreal.
So,
at this point, it's like, do we still have to keep playing?
Well, right, exactly. Should we just show up, put the name on the plaque, and then?
Yeah. I hate to say it, but it's cool because, like, it's a pride thing. But it's like, hey, we're Americans and we come kick your butt on your home turf.
Right. For 12 years in a row.
Crazy.
For all 12 years it's been happening,
Right.
So the thing that I look at with this is it's the European Cup, and then it's the President's Cup. They're the kind of the two things that happen. Are they ever going to move the President's Cup to America? Are they going to play it here?
I feel like they should, but not enough. But not enough Europeans come here a lot. You know what I mean? And
we go over there.
Well, yeah, I know. Right? Yeah. I mean, like there was a decent field for European Open for being a major, but like, not everybody still comes over here. Like, no one didn't come over here. Like, there's a number of women that don't come to this side, and
right?
Even males, Yeah.
But that's kind of goes to my point. Like, the Europeans are pulling from the cream of the crop.
Yeah, right.
The Americans are pulling from who comes over.
Pretty much, yeah.
Right? So,
yeah, exactly.
You think you bring it this way, Americans are going to pull from cream of the crop. Europeans are going to hopefully still bring cream of the crop. But, well, I think that all the Europeans, they come play in the U.S. So you might probably still see that, but then you would see the best of the Americans as well.
Sure.
Or the U.S. team.
Yeah.
So,
right. Like,
Yeah.
you know, we were talking, like, I think Paige Pierce was an alternate. You could, if Owen was going over, you might have seen Owen in Paige's spot, or
Right.
like like a Valerie Mandahano or something. Yeah, who knows? Like, obviously, I don't know.
And why not even it out and put a few more FPO players in?
Oh, yeah.
I think we have a strong enough crew on both sides that you can add
Absolutely.
4, you know,
Yeah.
or add 2 more to total it as 4.
Well, right, because like
Why not?
like it was for European women, it was Evelina and
Tatar.
and then Henna was the alternate. You could have like Katie Tati, Silva, who's on the heater,
Which
Rachel Turton.
surprises me that she wasn't on the team.
Right.
But I guess it's fairly new for her. Mm-hmm. But even still, like, she's been creaming people over there. Mm-hmm. Like, anyways.
I don't know. Yeah, I know.
Because she came in second to Tar, you know, I mean, so, yeah. But I don't know. It's pretty cool. But, you know.
It is.
Good job.
I mean, and they do always play the beast. I mean, it's not going to change because it's the major. Everybody's.
Right.
Yeah. So, I don't know.
Yeah. And then, I mean, it is beautiful over there.
Oh,
like, there is a. We've argued for tradition and staying in certain courses.
Yes. Absolutely.
And I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's completely fine.
is.
But it sure would be nice to see maybe like I don't know, some sort of cup over here that they play for the same way, where they do it by teams. You know, maybe do it each location or something. Like,
yeah, right.
Maybe do it every year at like, I don't know, Smugs or like, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. Just do something.
Well, it's going to be weird next year because I think the World Championships. Or not next year, 2016.
Yeah, 26.
Yeah. So there's not going to be European Open. There will be World Champ. Yeah.
At European, so it'll be at Nokia.
I think so.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I think I remember hearing.
That'll be interesting.
Yeah.
That'll be
Because you can't have I don't know, they made that rule. Like, you can't have DGPT event and like host a major at the same year or whatever it is.
Yep.
Yeah.
Unless you're what's his futz?
Yeah.
And then you can do it.
Nate.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. But
So so good job, US. And good job, Europeans. There's better luck next time, I guess. Next year.
yeah, next year is your year.
Yep. You'll get it.
Or
Lucky number 13.
Yeah.
I remember, was it 2 years ago that you and I think we were having that discussion, like, it's possible that Europeans can win, because that was the year that Simon was healthy, Antila, Tam, like, and we're thinking, like, man, there's a good chance that they could have some wins. And I think that was the year that Paul was unhealthy. So I don't think he played that year, or maybe he did, or he was just the captain or something like that.
Yeah, that could be.
Yeah. And there was something weird. Like, there was some, like, where certain Americans couldn't get over there. Like, I think it was, I don't remember. But anyways, and we're like, well, it could happen then, you know.
Yeah,
and then,
right.
Nope. So, still hasn't. But I think it might have been a pretty close year. All right. Well, let's talk European Open now.
Yeah.
So, good showings by some people that we haven't seen in a while. Top 5 were U.S. and then in the MPO. And you see Macbeth up there again over in Europe. So it's second tournament in a row, doing some good stuff. Wysocki ended up coming back, and then Gannon Buhr came through with the victory.
Yes.
So it went Buhr, Wysocki, and then Macbeth.
And those are people, like last week we kind of mentioned, we're like, who do we think can do well? And those names were people that came up. We also threw in, a couple other kind of like dark horse picks. Someone that I saw that I haven't seen a lot of on tour that did well was Thomas Gilbert.
Yeah,
He had a top 10.
Yep.
And I think he's kind of been lurking in the shadows in Europe a little bit, like maybe not hitting the Pro Tour is hard. I don't know. Like, I just haven't seen him, but he played decent.
He had his 1 year when he came. From Innova to Prodigy to Innova. Is that what it was?
Yes.
Yeah. When he went to Prodigy Innova, he had a really decent year that prior year. And then he had the first year with Innova, And then he had like he came out and then like all that stuff, and he kind of fell off a little bit emotionally. And then really since then we haven't. I mean, we see him here and there. Like he'll show up every once in a while on a lead card, but nothing incredible.
Exactly. But so, I mean, and to like not a big surprise, there's actually quite a few Discmania players that did well here. Like Gannon played well. Nicolas 6th. Gavin Babcock tied 9th. Casey 14th. Kyle Klein 14th. So obviously a Discmania sponsored event. And they kind of showed up, you know,
which is good, which is great.
Exactly.
And then Isaac Robinson, look at that guy coming in 4th.
Yep.
What a great position for him. And he just continually shows up. He's kind of like that fly that's always around, you know, it seems like. So he's doing a good job. When is he's up this year, right?
Yes.
For contract?
He and his brother are both going to be up this year.
He's positioning himself to be something pretty good to be picked up.
Absolutely.
I think he's going to be a big contract as far as what a 2024 or 5 contract will be. You know, because I think there will be a lot lower contracts than we are used to seeing.
Yeah.
Because the industry is just simply not there.
No.
And I honestly think you're going to see a lot of people release that aren't picked up. So
yeah.
And I don't think he will be, though.
Good to see Chris Dickerson play well. I mean,
he was number 5, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Wait, hold on. Was he? Yeah. I mean, he was tied for the lead after round 1 with Randon Latta, which is really random, but they shot 10:58 first round, which is great. And then he kind of hung around. He was in 3rd, fell off a little bit down to 4th, and there's just some movers and shakers. But yeah, I mean, a top 5. Hadn't seen his name like here and there during the season so far, but yeah, I think that's a pretty good strong showing for him.
Right.
We had this discussion, like, wasn't he afraid of planes for a while? Like he wouldn't
travel.
He wouldn't travel. Yeah.
He wouldn't fly. And it looks like someone got him to fly.
Yeah.
So, and it looks like Barella did pretty well too. He must have found his bag because he won everything he was in competition for at the President's Cup. I'm not sure how he ended up at European Open.
I just saw his name. He finished last cash, tied for 36th.
What about Yuli?
Not in the cash. So he. Ooh. I wish there was a way to, if you were in the event, on the event page, you could like type someone's name in,
right?
And it would just randomly pop up and be like, this player.
You could do it on the find on the.
Well, yeah,
browser app, but yeah. So,
but I mean, there's some names here that like Jeremy Colling just missed cash, finished 42nd. Luke Humphreys, Evan Scott, Bradley Williams, James Conrad. I mean, there's some notable players that just were outside of cash. Eagle, last year's champ.
Yeah. He didn't come close.
No,
because I think you pick him as a favorite.
I thought he had a good chance of.
He was one of them.
Of doing well. He finished -2. He has -6 for the final round, but did not play terribly.
Did Brodog go over?
No, he did not. He forgot what the deal is. He's been having, I don't know, like he was mentioning it on Tour Life, like Kelsey was like doing her cheerleading thing and they were like trying to fix some stuff up at home and so he's took the week off or whatever, because even Yuli wasn't on Tour Life this week. He just kind of did like
that's right, it was like Evan or
Greg, he was last week, but
Gary
Gary. But Brody actually did the show by himself, and it was only an hour long or so this week. It was like really short. Yeah, nothing too exciting.
Huh? So, did he yell at anything or yell about anything this time?
Nah, not overly exciting.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So then we'll get on to the FPO side. So let's say 7th major win. 7th or 7 strokes behind, which accounts for the largest gap ever covered by a FPO in a major to win.
History, yeah.
Yeah, in history.
Unreal.
So, and that's fantastic. It just, I don't know, it further cements how good Kristin Tatar can be on a daily basis.
Yeah.
Just amazing. And she was so nails. Like, just watching her, there's zero lack of confidence.
No, absolutely not.
It was awesome.
And we, up until last year, I think, we used to talk, Kristin can't come back from behind. Like, she doesn't play well playing if she's not the lead. She's kind of front runner. And she got a win last year. She came back, I think, from 2 down at an event. I forgot what the event was. But 7 is like,
that's a lot.
Yes.
And especially on Nokia. Like,
but I mean, at the same time, Evelina did. She did Evelina things. Did Evelina things, okay, right? Okay. You know, like I'm just looking at the scores. You know, bogey 11, double bogey 13, and then a triple on 16, which that's the hole that got changed, and then another bogey on 18, and it's like you're +9 for the round. I mean, unreal.
Yeah, that is
sad.
Yeah,
because I mean, she had a commanding lead, to say the least, over Silva at the time, who shot even for the round and finished second. But yeah, unreal.
So let's talk about winnings. Again, Buhr pulls in $12,532, and then let's get down to FPO.
Kristin, I looked, it was just over 8,500 or something.
Yeah, $8,173.
Okay, that's what it is. Yeah, because I was doing the conversion before. I was like, euros. Okay, I gotta convert.
So Evelina goes to 4th.
Yeah,
Missy Gannon in 3rd with 3 under. Silva rocked the 3rd round with a 60 to tie.
Yeah.
The hottest round, who was set by Tatar in the final round. So technically, like, 2 hot rounds were set by Silva and Tatar.
And Kristin played terrible the 3rd round.
Terrible. 73, put a 73 up.
Yeah. So that was +8. So, like, it was just funny that, like, her and Evelina flip-flopped.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Oh, I lied. 59 was hot round by Tatar's first round.
Okay, yeah. She was scorching. But unreal.
Yeah.
But look at all these ladies. Like, first round, 3,000 rated rounds. Kristin had a 1040, Evelina 1013, Missy 1006. Second round, only one. Evelina shot a 1006. Third round, Silva with a 1006. And then the final round, just Kristin with a 1012.
Wow.
So, I mean, there's some decent numbers being put up here, for sure. Like, ladies were shooting well.
Well, and you think about the round ratings. So you look at Tatar is, like you said, so 1040, 986, 906, 1012. I'm guaranteeing you the 906 will be dropped outside of standard deviation.
Yep.
So she is averaging over 1,000 rated still.
Yeah.
So she is 1,000 rated right now. And she's averaging over 1,000 rated. So she's going to keep it. So look in, in about 2 weeks?
2 weeks, yeah.
I bet you it'll go up. So good for her. Good for her. Kona, 11 over, 13th.
Yeah, just missing cash. That's a good showing for her. I feel like she's...
Yeah. Well, it's not bad. I mean...
Decent.
Yeah, mid-9s. Like, I feel like she can't ask for much more. She worked into the finals. You know, I mean... I don't think she can ask for much more than that.
No.
I do love, by the way, how they have a cut line.
Yes, that is great.
Yes.
I mean, there's only 27 women here, but it is kind of cool to see a cut line.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And what was really cool, actually, first round was all European women on the feature card. Like, that was pretty cool. I thought that was awesome.
They stuck it to it. They were like, nope, we're doing this.
Yeah.
So yeah, so good for them. All the little disc golf that I did watch, it was all looked really stellar, and some of the holes were just. I got to get over there and play that, man, because they always talk about. Yawn. They always talk about. They always talk about taking it out, and there's all those rumors about it and stuff like that, and. Year after year after year, it continues to be there, because I think I've been hearing about it since, like 2018 or something like that is when I was hearing about it first being taken out. And everybody's like, well, that was the last European Open. You'll see it. And I know they made some changes to it, but it's beautiful still.
It is.
I'd love to get there.
You know what? I hate playing it on Disc Golf Valley.
I haven't played Disc Golf Valley in forever.
I hadn't played it in a while either, and for some reason, I decided to go there the other day. I'm like, oh, yeah, I'm going to play the Beast for European Open. I'm playing it. I'm like, okay, well, this is why I stopped playing.
Yeah, exactly. For a while. Because you're nailing like 300-foot eagles, So, a game I played today that my son thought he was, because he'd been playing, and he was like, I'll take you, Dad. Just, there's only 2 games that dads will be like, there's no chance you'll ever beat me. What are the 2 games?
GoldenEye.
Okay, they're perfect. That's one. That's not the one we played.
Okay.
Only one other one.
Man.
We probably played it a lot in college.
A lot in college?
Halo? No.
Madden?
No, come on. It would be a Nintendo.
Mario Kart?
Yes.
Yes. It was in the back of my mind. I was like, it's GoldenEye and Mario Kart.
Yeah,
I was like, because I played a lot of Xbox in college myself. So I was like, I played a ton of Halo.
I did too. But you put a Nintendo controller in my hand?
Yeah.
And Mario Kart in front of me? No one's beating me. Especially my kids. And that's going to hold true till I'm like 80. I don't care. But he was like talking crap.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to play in 200cc. And I'm like, are you sure? Like, I don't know if I can do this. We played the whole cup. First.
Oh my gosh.
Take it home.
Yeah. How did he do?
First game, he finished dead last. Second race, he finished like 7th.
Okay.
Did pretty well. Third race, it's like 8th or 9th.
Okay.
And then the last race, dead last again. I was like, yep. And he goes, I'll send a blue shell your way. And I was holding the speaker. I was like, okay, fine. See what happens. I timed it perfect and blew up the blue shell.
Oh, nice.
Yes. So anyways, yeah. So if anybody ever wants to challenge me to Mario Kart, don't.
Okay.
This was on Switch too.
Yeah.
That's like holding those like goofy little controllers.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
I hate those things, man.
Yeah. Because like we did that too. Like kids and I all play it, but like you have to turn them sideways. Like if you only have the one Joy-Con.
Yes.
Right. But like because you get the 2 to make one controller. But then if you play 2-player, you get turned it sideways. And it's like, oh, this is not great.
And because like, especially if you get the one with the A, B, X, and Y on it.
Yeah.
Like the Joy-Con is so close. So you're like playing like an inch and a half. Your thumbs are like an inch and a half away from each other. And then, you gotta have
the
like
stupid little
the bumpers on the top.
Yeah.
Like, this is stupid. So every time I walk by them in like Walmart or Target, like they have like regular controllers.
Oh, yeah.
That you can use.
Right.
And I'm like, maybe that's not a bad idea. And then you're like, for $40 for like the one time I played every 2 years.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
But it would be awesome to like pull it out of the like case. He's like, you want to play? Okay, sure. Like pull it out. Like, what? You had that? Yeah, it's mine. And that's where you put on the sweatband.
Yeah.
Put the hat backwards,
Yeah.
So.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, so that's what I got to do. It was pretty fun. And then I've been regularly going through a CrossFit training.
Oh.
It sucks.
Oh.
Sticky balls.
Okay. Where is this at?
Here.
Oh.
Yeah. So I'm going through it's a coach that puts you through it, meet with him once. He sets out a program.
Yeah.
I'm like watching my macros, doing all that stuff. I don't know what macros are. Well, I mean, I know what macros are now.
Yeah.
But he was like, you know what macros are? And I go, nope. I hear fit guys talk about them though.
Macaroni and cheese.
Yeah, exactly. Is it Velveeta or just regular? And he's like, so he goes through and he kind of like walks me through what macros are. And macros, see, this is why I hate gym bros.
Yeah.
Dude, it's macronutrients.
Right. So you're counting your carbs, you're counting your proteins, your carbs,
fats, proteins. Yeah. And that's it. And then your total calories.
Right.
Dude, like, seriously? Why do we go go watch my macros, man? That's not going to fit my macros. Like, but shut up. Like, just like, no, that's got too much fat. No, that like, oh, it doesn't have a lot of carbs. I could eat that. Like, just, why don't you say that?
Yeah.
I don't know, I'm probably offending a lot of people. Maybe you too, but like,
nah, yeah.
Why? Like, I get it. I mean, it's smart. Like, watch your macros. That's cool. But like, why is it such a secret? Like,
I don't know.
Like, why we got to talk in code? You know? Like, I don't have enough fat left in my day, and I've already eaten my allotment of fat. I've already had my whatever grams of fat, you know? So anyways, now I understand it. So I'm going to talk like a gym bro from now on. And then just learning some, new CrossFit stuff. And I don't know, like, I was the most sore I've ever been in my life on Tuesday.
Okay.
Not ever been in my life, but definitely in my mature life. And it was one of the ones where, like, when you bend down, I make noises.
Yeah.
It was one of those. And if I ever dropped anything, I just kind of debated if it was even worth considering picking up. It was one of those moments.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
I was like, that's my wallet. We're in Target. Is it even worth picking up?
It reminds me of like Harold and Kumar where they're walking down the hallway. He's like, I forgot my wallet. And they like turn back and they're only like a couple doors away. And he's like, we've gone too far.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, so we have a saying in our family, like if we drop something on the floor, like just right below our feet, if we're like sitting on the couch and it tumbles over just out of our reach, we're like, may as well be in China. That's how I felt. Everything, if it wasn't within arm's reach, it was like, may as well have been China.
Oh my gosh.
It may as well be as far away as it possibly could. But it was just, the bending over. And then if you were bending over, it was like, ooh, and you're like,
yeah.
And then you're down and you're like, no, I got to get back up.
Oh, man.
It starts where you hold everything around you trying to stand up, like,
That's how I felt after refereeing the other day. I was like running up and down the field. I was like, feeling fine doing that. And then the next day I was walking and I had to bend down to get something. And all of a sudden I felt this pain in the back of my leg.
Ooh.
I was like, please don't let that be my Achilles.
Like I'm old, those things happen.
I felt like something stretched back there. I was like, oh, this is really weird. Like, I hope that's not anything bad. Yeah.
Was it?
No, it wasn't.
Good.
Yeah. I mean, I can walk and everything, but
yeah. Have you ever had those happen where you like turn your neck the wrong way, or you even have it in your foot too? But when you turn your neck, where you get like the tingly, like you turn your neck and you're like, oh, and then like something like rolls off your, and you all of a sudden get like a tingly arm.
Yeah, the other night actually, I turned my head super sharp, and it felt like, obviously, like you have your like neuron cord back there and everything, and it felt like it like twinged or did something.
Yes, like someone like flicked it like a rubber band. Like
exactly. And Alyssa looked at me. She's like, "What happened?" I was like, "Oh my god, my neck!" And like I was down on the ground. It hurt so bad, and it's been happening to me like more recently. I don't know what the deal is, but I was just like, "Oh god."
I think it's officially called an impingement.
Yeah.
So when I was in high school playing football a lot, and then college, my senior year of high school, finally I was like, man, I can't handle this anymore. Because like I would be laying in bed and I'd turn my head just to turn my head to lay on this other side or something. And all of a sudden I'd be like, bang, and I'm like, oh my goodness. And like, and so I was like, I think I broke my neck. It's been happening so much. And he goes, no, it's just a nerve impingement. Like you have a muscle that's swollen or like inflamed somehow.
Okay.
And what happens is like the muscle does it, and then the nerve will just roll over, or the muscle will roll over that nerve.
Oh.
And that's all it is. And I hate it when it happens.
Yeah.
But I had it happen in my foot once too, and I've had it happen in my lower back, but I've had it happen in my foot once where it was kind of like almost the ball of my foot, like it would almost feel like there was an impingement.
Okay.
Or there. And I don't know if it was an impingement or not, but it was the same thing. It would send like shock waves up my leg.
Yeah.
It sucked. Ooh. That was the worst one. That was so painful. But That's the bonus of getting old, I guess.
For sure.
You get to fill out those things or fill those things. Check that box. I felt that before.
Yeah.
But other than that, it's been pretty good. All in all, so it'll be 90 days of doing this. Accountability check-ins every 2 weeks. And then I have to basically fill out. So it's a program that costs a decent amount of money. And basically, if I fail, like they just kick you out right away. No refund, no nothing. Like that's it. You're not on this program anymore.
Okay.
Yeah, like no check-ins. You lose access to the app. Like they're like serious. Like if you don't want to do this, I'm not going to waste my time.
Yeah.
See you later. I don't care how much money you gave me.
You should just be like, well, I've already done it this far, and you've given me all these workouts. I'll just keep doing it in the same.
Yeah. Well, and it is a training. It's a, but it's also like you're looking at it going, man, this cost me how much? And then all I got to do is if I miss 80% of what I'm supposed to do in a given timeline or day, like you get kicked out. Like that's it. Because it's basically like you're not serious, and we don't want you here if you're not serious. Okay. I was like, all right then, and I kind of blindly listened to that when we were going through like the onboarding calls and like all these meetings, like they're real serious about it. And then they have this contract they send you. And in the contract, you have to check it off, take a picture and send it back to your trainer.
Yeah.
So in this contract, I'm going and I'm like, wait, like if I miss 80 or if I have to complete at least 80% of everything that they give me.
Yeah.
Or that's it. And it's not like complete 80% of the workout, but like they give you a checklist every day that you have to do. And you have to complete 80% of that checklist every single day for 90 days.
So is it like 5 tasks, 4 tasks?
Yeah, usually there's anywhere between, 3 to 5 workouts.
Yeah.
There's a couple like mental things like where you have to go through like, what do they call them? Affirmation style deals, And then you have, and it's a Christian based thing. So there's a prayer that you have to do before your workout. And then there's something, I'm trying to think of what else. Oh, and then you have to post. There's like an accountability group. And you have to post in the group.
Okay.
So, it's not a lot. I mean, it adds maybe like 15 minutes to your day to do those things. But then the workout itself, every workout is a minimum of an hour long.
Sure.
So the other day I ran a mile, did 100 deadlifts, and then I had to run another mile. And I had to complete it in under 45 minutes, which isn't a long time.
100 deadlifts?
100 deadlifts.
Wow.
Yeah. And I'm just like, okay, this is stupid, but I did it.
Real.
Yeah. So.
Wow.
Yeah, but it was fun though.
That's a lot.
That was a lot.
Because I think about it, like that's overworking.
It can be. It definitely can be. No, this is only a 45-pound kettlebell.
Still.
Yeah. But it was like just repetitive. Like, and they're very strict to like, you got to film yourself or record yourself. And they're very strict on like form. Like at any point, if you start losing form, stand up, walk away, come back to it. But you got to complete it in 45 minutes,
Dang.
Yeah. Yeah. It was pretty crazy. It's
that
like
is crazy.
Some of the stuff is pretty hard. So it looks like for the next 6 weeks, I do the same exercises.
Yeah.
And then that was just a test. Like, I don't do that exercise every week.
Yeah.
That was like a fitness test to see if you could do it. You gauge your time and all that stuff.
Sure.
And then you go 6 weeks and doing kind of the same workouts. And at the end of that 6 weeks, you take that fitness test again. And to see where you're at. So it took me it was a 30 minutes and 59 seconds.
Dang.
Is what it did. Wow. It was a lot. And I went to the track to do it too. I was just like, where can I run a mile consistently? And I'm definitely not doing it on a treadmill.
Right.
Like, so I was like, I'm going to one of the tracks. So I just went over to the Gibraltar track.
The Gibraltar track's nice too because it's rubberized. So it's a little more forgiving than doing it on a cement or concrete.
Because I thought about going into the park because it's like a 1.1 mile loop, the orange or yellow loop, whichever the smallest loop is.
Yep.
But then I'm like, do I really want to like add trail running and another 1/10 of a mile?
Yeah, you're right.
To this workout on each side. I was like, nah, I'm just going to go to the track.
That makes sense.
Way. So so that's my new exciting fun and endeavor. So I don't see why I'm not going to do it for 90 days. But if I do, I lose a lot of money. So not like I said, it's not life-changing money, but it's like, it's enough to make me think about it.
I would guess so.
It's enough to make me think about it. But maybe just at day 89, I'm just going to be like, I'm not going to do it. Just for funsies. Just see what happens. Like, yeah, I only did 78% of the stuff today. I wonder if they'd actually kick me out. So, yeah. So, whole big old graduation ceremony and all that stuff, if it happens. Not a big graduation ceremony, but there's like a recognition thing and all that stuff. So, we'll see. We'll see. So, yeah. Anything new exciting in your life?
Dempsey had his birthday the other day.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah,
very
13,
nice.
you know.
Ooh, the big 1-3.
Yeah.
That's cool. Anything new or exciting he got?
What did he get?
Do you not remember what you got him, or?
No, I do. Well, he has a present that's coming that, like, so he didn't really tell us, like, what he wanted at all. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, hey, you know, it's like a week to your birthday or whatever. He's like, oh, yeah. I'm like, what do you want? He's like, well, I've been thinking about it, but I haven't been thinking about it. I'm like, okay.
It's like, seriously, kid, you don't have like 45 responses like queued up, ready to go.
Yeah, right. No, he wanted the new NCAA football game.
Okay.
So he's been doing that a lot.
Everybody has been talking about that.
Yeah, it's a big deal. I mean, they haven't come out with one since 2014.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because they lost the license. EA had the big thing. They're using player likenesses. And they're getting royalties. So obviously with the NIL deals, they are able to give everybody, almost everybody. Who is it? Arch Manning, Peyton Manning's nephew. Is that how it goes? He is one of the only athletes that did not want to be in the game.
Really?
Yes. Very weird. But yeah. So, but like it has like every player from, you know, every school. Like it's got FCS schools, you know, like.
So they do like D1, 2, 3, kind of like back in the old days?
Not 2 and 3.
Oh, okay.
It's you know, obviously like FBS, FCS, and then that's it. And then they have all the, you know, bowls, recruiting.
Okay.
I don't think there's any real coaches. No, Deion Sanders for sure. He's in it.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Of course he is. Of course he is.
Yeah. So yeah, it's a huge deal that like they came back. Like I heard that sold like 2 million copies or something like that within like the first couple of days, or 2 million people had early access to it, which means you had to have the $100 copy or whatever. But I think most people thought it was worth it.
From what I understand, people are kind of a little, obviously not that butthurt about it because there's 2 million copies sold just pre-release, but like $65 for the game or something like that.
Well, it's 65, but there's a $100 version that got you early access and like some other like bonus stuff. But
is $65 not outrageous for NCAA? I feel like that was always a $29 game. It was always one of the cheaper games.
All the next gen games are pretty much like $65 to $70 nowadays.
Are they?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
shows you how out of touch I am.
Yeah. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah. Well,
like Switch games are a little cheaper than like Xbox and PlayStation, I feel like.
Yeah. And my kids rarely play.
Yeah.
And so like neither of them think about it. Like the last one that they wanted was Fortnite.
Yeah.
And I said, okay, this is what you got to do to get it. And I haven't heard anything since.
Yeah.
So.
Right on.
Yeah. So that was what it was.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, outside of that, anything else? Words of wisdom.
Words of wisdom. Drink your water. Take your vitamins. Say your prayers.
Good job. I like that.
I guess. That's Hulk Hogan.
Yeah. If that's what you do.
Yeah. If that's what you do.
Yeah. Do I have anything? I don't have anything.
Okay.
I don't have anything. I do have something. Here we go. This is a new fun advice. Stop telling Siri what to do. Just let her do what she wants to do. Here's my example.
Okay.
When you do voice to text and you use Siri to do it.
Yeah.
And she makes a mistake on what you said.
Yeah.
Let her send it. That's what I do.
Okay.
So that's what I do.
Wow.
Yeah. It's kind of fun. It's actually kind of a fun game for me now.
Yeah.
Because I'm just going to send it. Because it takes more work just to change it. Like, no, Siri, cancel. And then they're like, please send this to, JP. And she's like, did you say that you... Like, no, that's not what I said. And then you have to go back.
Oh, yeah.
So I kind of get tired of arguing with her. So I just whatever.
People are like, did you mean to send that to me? You're like, yeah, I got to you.
Yeah, Siri got it, but I hope you got the gist of it. So we were going, when we was down in Green Bay, we were going to meet at Who Hut.
Yeah.
Right? So I said, hey, let's go to Dave's Hot Chicken or Who Hut. And then one was like, we'll go to Who Hut. So when Siri sent it, it was Woo Hut. So as soon as I got there, hey, where's Woo Hut? And I was like, yeah, I don't correct her anymore. Like, I just let her do what she does.
It's kind of crazy too, because like you feel like Siri's like AI, like she could just pull from the internet and be like, oh yeah, there's a place called Who Hut in Green Bay.
Absolutely.
But she can.
No. In September, she will be able to. Mm-hmm. She'll probably do it too.
Yeah.
But not right now.
That's crazy.
I argue with her often. I get so mad at her sometimes, especially if there's certain words. I forgot what word it is that I have to like send back and forth quite often, and she never gets it right. Mm-hmm. So I'm just like, whatever. And you have to like dictate to her for a little bit too to train her, because I just got the new 15, mm-hmm. and you have to like do the dictation, like you have to say stuff to her so she learns your voice and stuff.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So I guess if I wasn't an Apple guy, I wouldn't have to deal with that.
Yeah.
But I heard Gemini's not very much better.
Okay.
So, but I don't know. So
I feel like saying, hey, Gemini, or whatever.
Yeah. Is that his name, right? Gemini?
I think so.
Gemini?
I don't know.
Yeah. So
I don't know. Don't use Google or like.
I don't either. So.
Oh, I know what I was going to ask. Oh. Fun Door Disc news?
Oh, no. So it got pushed back to Tuesday. Coming Tuesday.
So you didn't have to get up early?
I still had to get up early.
Oh, okay.
I still had to get up early, but it got pushed back. It was a misunderstanding that still there was productivity, but it was just a misunderstanding.
Got it. Okay.
But now everything is official, and Tuesday will most likely be the day.
Right on.
So a little bit more teasy action.
Yeah.
Yeah. If I was... Nope, not going to say it. This is a G-rated show.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, so look forward to that. We do have some really fun, really exciting, to be serious. We do have some really fun, really exciting news for Door Disc. And so keep your eyes open, especially if you're local. Keep your ears to the ground. Or pavement.
Yeah.
Street. Tree. Maybe a tree.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, all right. With all that being said, what is it? What'd you say?
Deuces in the toilet.
Yeah, deuces in the toilet. There it is. See ya. Peace out. Bye.